In a dense rainforest where the sunlight barely touched the ground, there lived a young tiger named Aran. Aran was powerful. His muscles moved like flowing water beneath his striped fur. His senses were sharp. His hunting skills were unmatched for his age. But inside him, there was a quiet storm. Aran cared too much about what others thought, not just his family, not just the other tigers, but even the creatures who feared him. He wanted to be seen as fair, as kind, as good, and more than anything, he wanted to be understood. One afternoon, after hours of tracking, Aran finally caught a wild boar. It was not an easy hunt. The boar had fought back. It had charged at him twice. Aran had scars on his shoulder to prove it, but he had earned it. He dragged the heavy prey through the thick forest, breathing deeply, feeling a quiet pride, until voices broke the silence. From the branches above, a group of monkeys watched him. One of them, thin and loud, leaned forward. "Well, look at that," the monkey said. "The great hunter returns." After killing someone smaller than him, the others laughed. Aran stopped. The words hit him harder than the boar ever did. "I didn't kill for fun," Aran said, lifting his head. "I hunt because I have to survive." "Oh, listen to him," another monkey mocked. "He thinks that makes it better." "I didn't choose to be a hunter," Aran continued. "This is how the forest works." "Convenient," the first monkey replied. "That's what all predators say." Aran felt his chest tighten. He dropped the boar. "I am not cruel," he said, his voice rising. "I only take what I need. I don't waste life." "Of course you don't," the monkey grinned. "You just take it." The laughter grew louder, and something inside Aran began to collapse. He tried harder. "Last week I let a deer escape," Aran said quickly. "It had a broken leg. I didn't attack it." "Wow," a monkey clapped sarcastically. "The tiger wants a medal." "I share territory," Aran added. "I don't attack without reason." "Such a noble killer," another one said. The more Aran spoke, the smaller he felt. The monkeys didn't listen. They didn't care. They weren't trying to understand him. They were playing, and he had stepped right into their game. Eventually, they grew bored. They left, still laughing. Aran stood alone. The forest felt heavier, the air quieter. His food lay at his feet, but he had no appetite. What hurt the most wasn't what they said. It was how easily they made him doubt himself. That night, Aran walked deeper into the forest than he ever had before, past the familiar paths, past the hunting grounds, until he reached a quiet river. And there, resting near the water, was an old tiger. His name was Raghav. His fur was darker, marked with scars that told stories Aran couldn't yet understand. He didn't move when Aran approached, didn't seem surprised, as if he already knew. "Why do they say these things about me?" Aran asked. Raghav opened his eyes slowly. "Who?" "The monkeys, the birds, even some of the smaller animals. They say I'm cruel, that I take too much, that I'm selfish." Aran's voice softened. "But I'm not like that." Raghav studied him for a moment, then asked a simple question. "Do you believe them?" "No." "Then why are you trying to change their minds?" Aran hesitated. "Because they're wrong, and I want them to understand me." Raghav looked at the river. The water moved calmly, ignoring everything around it. "Tell me," he said, "if the river tried to explain itself to every stone, would it still flow?" Aran frowned. "I don't understand." Raghav turned back to him. "You are trying to win a game that has no end. Every time you defend yourself, you accept their judgment. You make them the ones who decide who you are." Aran felt something shift inside him. "But if I don't say anything, won't they keep talking?" Raghav nodded. "They will. Then what do I do?" Raghav stood up slowly. His presence alone changed the air. "Tomorrow," he said, "watch." The next day, Aran followed him. They walked through the forest until they reached a clearing. And just as before, voices appeared. A group of wild dogs this time, aggressive, loud, restless. "Well, look who's here," one barked. "The old tiger who can't hunt anymore, living off memories," another added. "Or stealing from others." Aran felt the tension rise. He looked at Raghav, waiting. But Raghav did nothing. He didn't growl, didn't move, didn't even blink. The dogs circled. Their voices grew sharper. Too weak to respond, too old to fight. Still nothing. Raghav simply stood there, calm, unshaken, untouched. The energy changed. The dogs slowed down. Their voices lost certainty. "What's wrong with him?" one whispered. "I don't know. This is strange." Without reaction, there was no fight. Without fight, there was no power. One by one, the dogs left. Confused, unfulfilled, Aran stared. "You didn't do anything," he said. Raghav looked at him. "I did everything." Aran's mind raced. "I don't understand." Raghav stepped closer. "You think strength is in response. It is not. Strength is in stillness." He touched Aran's chest gently. "You must know who you are here, not in their voices." That night, Aran didn't sleep. He thought about every moment he had tried to explain himself. Every word, every argument, every wasted breath. Days passed. Then came another moment. The monkeys returned. The same laughter, the same tone. "Back again," the kind tiger once said. "Ready to explain yourself today." Aran felt it again. The familiar urge to speak, to prove, to defend. But this time, he paused. He looked at them. Not with anger, not with fear, but with clarity. And then, he said nothing. Seconds passed. Then more. The monkeys shifted. Something was wrong. The game wasn't working. "Nothing to say?" one asked. Aran's gaze didn't change. The silence grew louder than any words. Finally, Aran spoke. Just once. Quiet, steady. "You can think whatever you want." And then, he turned and walked away. No rush, no tension, no need. Behind him, the monkeys were silent. For the first time, weeks passed. The forest changed. Or maybe Aran did. The voices didn't disappear, but they lost power. One day, a young animal asked him, "Why don't you defend yourself anymore?" Aran looked at him, not with pride, but with certainty, because the truth doesn't need permission. And in that moment, something became clear. Aran no longer walked like someone seeking approval. He walked like someone who had found himself. He didn't need to prove strength. It was there. He didn't need to prove goodness. It showed. And when the forest spoke about him, those words no longer entered him. They passed through, like wind through trees, because Aran finally understood. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop giving others the power to define you. True strength is not in arguments, not in defense, not in being understood. It is in knowing who you are so deeply that no voice can shake it. A tiger does not argue with noise. It walks its path, and the forest adjusts. Stop explaining, start becoming.